Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long Boys Blues, 1975. A YouTuber's on the rise. Reviewing games, and sometimes friends. But Long Boys Blues, 1975.
Hey YouTube, Longbows Post 1975, and welcome to a very random vlog. You probably think, well, to be honest, most of my vlogs when I do them are pretty much coming out of left field. So welcome to a vlog. Yeah, we're back in the ticking clock room. So I'd like to apologise that the clock's ticking. Oh wait, no, I don't care. I like clocks. Anyhow, you've read the title and you know what I want to talk about. And this is because one of my buddies at work just bought something off AliExpress and was pissing and moaning that his product took 2 weeks to arrive in the mail. And I was like, do you know what, dude, that's nothing. That's pretty good. For, 2 weeks is perfectly acceptable. I know we've all been incredibly spoiled because of stuff like, Amazon Prime, although I'm struggling to think of the last time I actually ordered something from Amazon Prime and actually got it the next day. It tells me if you order now by this time today, then you'll get this by tomorrow, and that hasn't happened in absolutely months. And that's when they don't give my packages to the wrong bloody houses. Anyway, the point is, right, so he's considerably younger than me. He's like 20 years younger than me and stuff like that, and he was going on about how 2 weeks is like unacceptable. I'm like, dude, you have no idea what a long time for a package is. And I'm not talking about ordering something, it being lost, you having to order it again, and factoring that into the time. Like I said, you have no idea. There is a phrase for people of my age, people, who grew up in the early 80s, that everyone, or maybe they don't, and they don't almost have a love-hate relationship for it. I have a massive amount of nostalgia for this phrase because absolutely everything that was important to me as a child, because obviously you could go into shops, I get that, but I'll give you some examples and I'll touch upon why, it was a big deal for us. But yeah, absolutely everything that was important to you as a child would always have this phrase on it. Please allow 28 days for delivery. A month, basically. That's if the whoever it was, whatever company it was, or whether it was cereal, crisps, you were buying video games, things like that, joining a fan club, getting something from like kids TV and stuff like that, like joining was it BBC, the Room Cupboard? No, I think it was Children's ITV that had a fan club. But yeah, everything said, please allow 28 days for delivery. A month. Now, the thing is, I get now as an adult why it had that disclaimer on it, right? Because obviously it was these were companies that had to, process orders. They get a load, an absolutely load of orders. They'd have to, have stock of the shit that they needed to send out. They had to do it in the cheapest way possible. Second class post, basically, I'm assuming this is. Although second class post now still isn't a month, is it? But then does that come down to the fact that it was mainly parcels? I don't know, but yeah. So all things that as an adult you completely understand and factor into why it said please allow 28 days for delivery. But as a kid, you didn't do that. You had no patience as it was as a kid. But then that you were going to get something free, most of the time it was for free. Well, it wasn't, because nothing's free. Like I said, I'll give you some examples in a moment. Look, I've written some shit down and everything. But also, like, you were buying games, but, you just, I want it now. I don't understand. I'm 8, 9, 10 bloody years old. Don't understand why I have to wait for this. Now, obviously, first class and shit like this existed then, and you could get things, I wouldn't say you could ever have got anything next day then, but well, obviously you probably could if you were a business and paid big, money and stuff like that. But this, as a kid, these things were never open to you, were they? And a lot of these, companies, offers, clubs, magazines, club books and that, didn't give you the offer to pay more money for, premium shipping. And you wouldn't be able to afford it anyway as a kid, would you? So basically it was please allow 28 days for delivery, and you would always see it. I mean, obviously they would put that disclaimer there, and that's if it was being nice, because sometimes it would be a dick to you and say, must allow 28 days for delivery. Yeah, kid, thanks for your fucking crisp packets and shit like that, and your 20p, but you don't expect to get this anytime soon. And here's the thing, when it said please allow 28 days for delivery, it wasn't a disclaimer in the sense that it was basically saying, yeah, we're just covering ourselves here, right? No, you never got it until the 4th week. Never ever, at least for me, maybe that's a West Country thing, never ever, like, you know, it gave you the disclaimer, then it popped up next week, whatever it was you bought, ordered and shit like that. It was always, please allow, and you will wait 28 days for delivery. And the thing is, as a kid, you always thought, every time you ordered something or joined one of these things, sent in your crisp packets or your cereal box tokens and stuff like that, you would always think, well, this time everything's coming up Millhouse and I'm going to get it in a week. Because you're a kid and you're stupid, and that's how having no patience, you know, works. But a couple of examples were, like, I've done a video on this, both of these. Do you remember when you used to cut the, you know, tokens off the back of crisps and stuff like that? You know, they don't do that anymore. It's boring. It's a shame. I have a nostalgic memories video of it. But yeah, and then you would say, pop it into an envelope. And yeah, include 20p for delivery. And you literally used to tape 20p or 50p or whatever it said. It was never much. You used to tape it to your letter with all your tokens taped to it as well, and you would send it in. Always allowed 28 days for delivery. Same with cereal. I mean, some of the stuff you got from Chris was cool. There was the Back to the Future board game. There was the Skydiver. See what they did there? Which I never got still to this day, and that's why I don't eat KP crisp. Fuck you, KP. My twin brother got his. 25 tokens that was. Never got mine, ever. Never buying your shit again. Never forgot that. And then you had cool stuff like with the breakfast cereal companies when Kellogg's did like proper, you know, like ceramic or china, whatever that shit is when you break it. Not plastic, because it would be plastic now, where you collect tokens. And Kellogg's did you like, there was a Frosties bowl, had a picture of Tony the Tiger in it. KP Rice Krispies, you know, Snap, Crackle and Pop. Sounds like a crack den, doesn't it? They were in it, and then yeah, so you know, I mean, you used to get shit in a box back then. Done a video on that as well, but yeah, that was you know, 28 days of delivery. Sorry, please allow 28 days of delivery. I'm pretty sure even when you ordered from a club book like Marshall and Ward and Littlewoods, which were a staple at Christmas, you know, because just constantly going through the toy section and playing that game where you slap your finger on it, like whoever got the best product quickest would get it or won the game, because we're kids and we're stupid. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the few times that I actually ordered video games, because I ordered video games from club books, so it was Marshall and Ward. I ordered Altered Beast for the Sega Master System because I thought, yeah, look at this, I only have to pay it off at £1.75 a week for 28 weeks, but I'm going to get it in 28 days. And yeah, and so you pay it off, and obviously you paid interest on it, and you pay well over the odds for the game. But as a kid, you're like, but I get a game, and I can afford a new game now. And by the time you beat the game, well, by the time you paid it off, you beat the game multiple times and probably didn't even own it anymore. Sold it to a mate, or you know, traded it with a mate. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Marshall and Ward back then, because they're still going, they have drivers, don't they? Like Amazon, they have drivers. But back then, I'm pretty sure it was, correct me if I'm wrong, it was, you know, through the mail. Then you had Dennis the Menace fan club. Dennis the Menace fan club, loved Dennis the Menace, grew up reading the Beano, still have an amazing Beano collection going all the way back to the 60s and to the 40s for the Beano books. Yeah, 50p to join the Dennis the Menace fan club. Get a black plastic wallet with your, you know, your certificate of membership, a Dennis the Menace pin badge, and then a googly-eyed furry Nasher badge. 50p. Please allow 28 days forward delivery. That was excruciating, because you felt like you really were a member of a unique, special club, dare I say organisation, joining the Dennis Menace fan club. But yeah, had to wait fucking 28 days. It's like, I swear this is why my generation actually has, not just because we're all grumpy bastards now, but actually has patience. It's because this was uniform across everything that as a kid you wanted. Now, obviously, I had a Spectrum, and so growing up, yeah, you could pirate games, but just because you could pirate everything didn't mean it was necessarily something that you wanted. So you would still buy new games, but you're a kid. You know, I mean, I had loads of part-time jobs, but you're a kid. You're poor. You're broke. More often than not, you're relying on pocket money. So things like Castle computers at the back of, you know, your Sinclair User and Crafts magazine were an absolute lifesend, because you could buy a game that was 4 to 5 months old, and like they'd knock £3 off the price. Now, before I had a Sega Master System, and the Spectrum was my main you know, waits a game, that was when the 28 days, you know, really felt like a fucking month. Because again, you were like, maybe I'll get it like in a week, maybe 2 weeks, but still would have been fantastic. Hell, 3 weeks, shaving a week off would have been fantastic. No, always in the final week. Last few days of the final week of what would be 28 days, a month basically, is when it showed up. And that was excruciating because you bought a new game that you couldn't afford in the high street, because I know you could just go out and buy shit in a high street and stuff like that, even back then. But unless it was your birthday or Christmas, so you had a massive chunk of cash or stuff like that, or you were being given one of these games or, you know, things at Christmas or your birthday, you were a kid. Anything you could do to save money on something or get something for free, like collecting tokens in crisps, cereal boxes and stuff like that, you did it because you're a kid. You don't have disposable income, do you? You're fucking. I did though, but I still want to save money. So yeah, ordering games, that was a big deal. I've done a video on that as well, but you know, obviously I want to talk about the excruciating agony of waiting 28 days for delivery. That's the purpose of this video. But yeah, waiting for games to come, coming in on the school bus, just thinking, will it be there? Will it be there? Literally sat like that. Will it be there? Will it be there? And every day checking, you know, where the mail was put in the house, which was on the boiler in this house, and you know, not asking, almost like if you didn't ask your mum or your dad, you know, had it arrived, which I'm pretty sure they would have got sick and tired of and said what they used to say when you did, which is, it'll be here when it'll be here, because it said please allow 28 days for delivery. So you wouldn't even ask, you just go and look and be a little bit more heartbroken and disheveled every time it happened, and then start thinking maybe they didn't get my check, because back then you used to write and say, I would like to buy this game. You just wrote them a letter, and I enclose a check or postal order for this much money, staple it to the letter, send it to them. Didn't have order forms, half these black and white adverts. Like when I ordered my Japanese Mega Drive, didn't have an order form, wrote a bloody letter saying, dear sir or madam, because that's how you all started letters then. Can't do that shit now, can you? You'll probably offend someone. Yeah, dear sir or madam, I would like to purchase a Japanese SCART Mega Drive, the Batman pack with the extra joystick edition. I enclose a check for £189. But you start getting worried that you weren't going to get your products now, didn't you? Because but it was always the final week, the end stretch, if you will. And don't think when you're dropping a lot of money on shit, it made any difference, because it didn't. Because as I just said, when I ordered my Japanese Mega Drive, right, which was £189, I think that included postage as well. Obviously, they sent a parcel. I don't even know that was, you know, like second class with whatever. Was there a second class with parcels? Don't know. Don't know how post worked then. Don't know how post works now. In my defence, didn't know how it worked then because fucking kid. But yeah, that still took a month, and that was a big one. That was absolutely excruciating waiting for that Japanese Mega Drive. The only thing that kept me sane was knowing that it was not going to be out in this country for another fucking year or 18 months. But yeah, that was a painful wait. And then you're dropping 29 to 35 quid a game. And, you know, for the importers again. And again, obviously these people were running businesses. They had hundreds, maybe thousands of letters and stuff coming in every day. They had to sort through them. You don't see that as a kid. You literally just imagine a building with your letter, no other letter, just going plop on the floor, and then I'll get right on that. That's Dave's letter from Bristol. Get on it. Like, that's how your brain worked as a kid. Obviously now, like I said, the 28 days. I mean, I don't even see this on stuff now because everything is really quick in the post because we're in a 24/7 instant society, aren't we? But does any, by all means, let me know. Does anything these days still give you that disclaimer? Please must allow 28 days for delivery. Because to me, it will always be something of my childhood that I do remember fondly and with a pinch of nostalgia, but as a kid drove me fucking nuts. But yeah, dropping 29 to 34 quid on Mega Drive game, still took a month. Did the trades where you sent your game in and they sent another game back, still took a month. It's logistics, I understand, as I just said. And then stuff like if you were ordering officially from Virgin when they did the Master System, so you know you wrote into Virgin because they would give you the flyer and, you know, Sega Master System boxes with all the games that are currently available, and it would say, you know, the price of the games, and if you wanted one, you know, include a check or postal order for £24.99. They fucked me over on Wonder Boy. They changed the price after my check, which was post dated, so they sent it back and said, no, it's 30 quid now. But no, you changed that after it was post dated. So you should have fucking honoured that, bastards. But yeah, that's the official, distributor, mail order wise, for games. And again, like I said, you could buy them in the high street, but you were a kid, you were poor, you were broke. Even though I wasn't, so I guess that just made me thrifty. But yeah, still take 28 days for delivery. So when my mate was going on about, God, I can't believe I had to wait a fortnight, I'm like, you have no idea of a whole generation of kids, well, adults now, obviously, a whole generation of people's pain, which was everything, regardless of what it was. Freebies in the mail, buying shit in the mail, club books, stuff like that. Everything made you wait 28 days for delivery. Anyway, as always, I love to know what you think. I mean, I can't be the only person who this, like, I guess to some degree, like, with, what you would get, defined your childhood. Because, like I said, everything, at least for me in the early 80s, I stopped doing that. That's really annoying, isn't it? Flicking the Steiners. Everything took 28 days for delivery. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.